So there'll be multiple days in your life when you're going to be really happy or really sad. Most things in life you'll get to experience a number of times, or at least more than once in your life. Also, for the same reason, these experiences will mean less to you than those exclusive ones that happen in a lifetime. You're watching Top 10 World, and if you're curious about the things that will happen only once in a lifetime, then stay tuned till the end of the video. 10. Comet West. Last observed in March 1976, Comet West, named after cosmologist Richard West, who originally noticed it, was an astounding sight that arrived at an evident magnitude of -3. That's brighter than Jupiter can ever appear to be from Earth, even though it's quite impressive, but it's here on the list not because of its brightness, but because of its orbit. Some comets are once-in-a-blue moon occasions, like the well-known Halley's Comet, which circles the Sun once every 76 years. Yet Comet West is assessed to circle the Sun just once every 250,000 years. If you ever live to see it, know that you're a lucky person. 9. Sealac. This Croatian man is often remembered because of his unmatched luck, as he's probably one of the luckiest people on Earth. Over a span of several decades, this man got close to death and ran away at the very last moment every single time. Yes, he's known for defeating death, and the incidents he survived are just more than a few accidents. His chronicles started back in January of 1962 when his train flew off the tracks, but he made it. You name it, and his death dodges are on the list, from getting out alive from a car on fire to winning a lottery worth $1.11 million. He's the luckiest man alive that you'll ever come across only once in a lifetime. 8. Colliding bullets in Gallipoli. What are the odds of that happening? Well, pretty low, but yes, that happened. Obviously, we love some theories that must support the incident, and a lot of people believe that it was just mere fate that saved 2 lives at the same time. But they did not meet in midair as was once thought. The fact that the hit bullet has no rifling marks on one of the bullets means it was not shot from a gun. Most likely, it was in a cartridge box on a soldier's belt. Nonetheless, it's a once-in-a-lifetime incident. 7. Survive Niagara Falls. If you've seen this massive beauty, yet a super dangerous fall, you would know that it's impossible to survive this death well. Back in 2014, a man fell into the falls, but surprisingly came out with non-life-threatening injuries, which is absolutely crazy to even think of. The man was first stuck at the edge of the waterfall, then fell into the waterfall after much resistance. However, upon getting rescued, he was safe, alive, and no disabling injuries. 6. Diamond ring found in carrot. Okay, let's get one thing clear. How can you expect to find a diamond ring in a carrot? Never, right? Well, here we are, a once-in-a-lifetime incident that happened. After losing her engagement ring on a farm 13 years ago,
it pulled the ring out and I still can't figure it. I've got a big knuckle that it got over there somehow. I still can't figure it out.
This woman found her ring, but with a few modifications. With a carrot. The ring was tightly stuck in a carrot that most probably grew through it. One lucky woman she is. 5. The Carrington Event. The Carrington Event was a geomagnetic storm brought about by an enormous solar flare at 11:23 p.m. on September 1st, 1859. The flare was seen by Richard Carrington and hit the Earth's magnetosphere the following morning, lighting the pre-dawn sky with auroras seen as far south as Jamaica. Papers could be easily read in the light of these auroras. More alarming was that telegraph wires the world over started to burst into flames. Even when disconnected from their power source, they had the option to send messages in light of the electrical currents caused about by the incident. Until that day, nobody knew that solar flares existed. We regularly notice solar flares now. However, the Carrington occasion was interesting because of the results of a combination of 2 things. It hit us, and it was enormous. The biggest solar flare to hit Earth in 500 years.
A super flare in our own solar system.
If a comparable incident happened today, it would cause an expected $1 to $2 trillion in harm. We don't want that. 4. A human completely cured of HIV. Around 35 million individuals have died because of a human immunodeficiency infection, HIV, and 1.1 million passed away in 2015 alone. With an expected 36.7 million individuals living with the infection, it might appear to be astounding that only one human has at any point been totally recovered from it. Timothy Brown. This was achieved by a bone marrow transplant from a donor with a genetic mutation that makes immune cells resistant to HIV infection. Mr. Brown has stayed free of HIV since his medicines in 2007 and 2008. In light of the idea of his fix, it's extremely hard to replicate Mr. Brown's success. 3. A dry Niagara Falls. In spite of the fact that it usually flows at a pace of approximately 567,800 liters a second, the American Falls and the Bridal Veil Falls ran dry for a while in 1969. These are two of the three falls that make up Niagara Falls, while the third is Horseshoe Falls. Their drying was to accommodate repair and preservation of the famous landmark. Unsurprisingly, this led to an increment in the tourism industry. 89,790 individuals were recorded visiting in only 3 days on a weekend. A portion of those were even ready to walk the dry riverbed, despite police warnings that doing so was dangerous. Many expected a gigantic influx of gushing water once it was fixed, yet all things being equal, the waters were released slowly until the stream got back to its flow as usual. It has remained so from that point onward, and was definitely something that would happen only once in a lifetime, or we may say centuries. 2. A hurricane in the South Atlantic. Cyclone Katrina. Gigantic storms are a typical event in the North Atlantic, with a normal of 12 tropical storms and 6 hurricanes per season. Except since 1974, just 9 hurricanes have been seen in the South Atlantic. The explanations behind this are an absence of pre-existing stimulations and a usually high vertical wind shear, which disturbs the arrangement of these amazing storms. Still, one of those uncommon South Atlantic tropical storms eventually developed into a hurricane. Cyclone Katrina. It made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane in March 2004, the only hurricane ever recorded in the South Atlantic. Named unofficially by Brazilian meteorologists, this tropical storm arrived at wind paces of 127 kilometers per hour, harmed 36,000 homes, and killed at least 3 individuals. 1. Witness a light meeting. 12-12-12. So this scheduled occasion is likewise called a light meeting in Tokyo, and is in a real sense a rare once-in-a-lifetime date, since it happens just once in 100 years, and we're probably not going to live more than that. It's likewise viewed as a truly favorable date, and kind of historical in many ways because of how uncommon it is. These were the top 10 things that will only happen once in a lifetime. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the bell icon.